Hi, I'm Amber. Welcome to GladrapChannel.
All right, here we go. Peach Boxing presents the Fighting Irish. We're here at the Auckland ABA on the 17th of November. Here, Isaac Savage, GladrapChannel. We're joined by NZPBA Super Welterweight Champion, Mr. British Shay Brock, and Chad Chop Chop Mills, current NZ Lightweight Champion. Welcome, boys. Welcome.
What's up?
How you doing, Chop Chop? I know you'll be loving these fights tonight. Experienced fighter yourself. You've been in the ring, you've done the damage. You can certainly feel for some of these up-and-comers tonight, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Eh? Some of them will be having their first fights, and it's a big buzz. Yeah, so it'll be a big experience for them, new experience, and yeah.
Joined as well, we've got Mr. Business. Obviously, you two have done the rounds. You know what it's like, and you're probably loving all the entertainment going on here tonight, Mr. Business.
Mate, what a stacked card we've had tonight.
In the red corner, we've got Terry Scanlon. Not too much about him. He said he loves drinking pina coladas and dancing in the rain. Fighting out of the blue corner now, we've got Conall the Northern Nightmare. He's a pacifist, a vegan, and a lover of long walks on the beach. He's a physio by trade, and he's been taught to keep your high hand low. And he is quoted for saying that, keep your high hand low. I'm not sure 100% what that means, boys. I think when I talked to him earlier, though, he said that to me to make it confusing for the opponent. Would you agree on that, guys? Keep your high hand low. Chop Chop, have you heard that advice before?
Oh, keep your high hand low.
I haven't heard that before, but I mean, in this game, having the low hand can present an opportunity for an opponent. You can use it against them, if that's what he means. I guess if he wants to trick his opponent, then yeah.
Tonight, though, we've seen, obviously, guys that haven't had too many fights, so they probably can't afford to be doing too much risque or slightly overcomplicated guards, because keeping it simple can bring it home and get the W.
Yeah, this is true, especially, as you're saying, this is their first fight, so not that experienced. So yeah, the basics will come through in this.
He loves dancing and making love in the rain. I am presenting them. Ladies and gentlemen, he's fighting out of the Celtic Club. Please put your hands together for Terry. Terry Scanlon.
So we're talking about nicknames tonight. Fighting out of the red corner, Terry goes by the nickname Terry Scanlon, last name Scanlon.
Love it, absolutely love it.
West Belfast born and bred, physio by trade and a messer by nature. Talk through always, keep your high and low. Ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of hearts, 5'10", and remember that time. This is Conall. This is Conall.
The Northern Nightmare, he's certainly got the support tonight, and he is famously quoted for saying, keep your high hand low, which the MC
I don't know what I think about that. I think it reminds me sort of the time when I had to go into Bunnings to get a left-handed screwdriver.
Hey, I don't know if he threw that out there to throw a spanner in the works, but I don't know if you have to do too much tonight to psych up this crowd, boys. And Terry coming out very composed, very clinical.
With their style straight out of the 1900s.
Hey, but
1 hand forward, that must be his high hand.
Good
the
shot by
Northern
Red.
Nightmare and the blue. Both boys keeping really tight, clean guards, unlike some of the fights we've seen earlier where the guys were just swinging for the fences quite early.
Well, like we said earlier, the standards definitely starting to pick up later, the later we get into these down this card.
Looked like a little bit of an elbow there too from the red, the Northern Nightmare, but I don't think it was on purpose. Maybe subliminally watching too many Conor McGregor MMA clips once again.
And again, the crowd getting right behind these boys.
Both boys have got pretty good form this bout. They've definitely got tight hands and they're throwing fairly correct punches, yeah. So the experience is showing in these two boys.
And you're 100% right, Chop. I mean, you've come in now and you're seeing more of the clinical fights. Probably easier to commentate on and judge in a sense, because we were talking about earlier, how do you judge the fight when they're just swinging wildly and it's hard to measure what's actually connecting?
Yeah, these boys are landing a lot more cleaner shots, and yeah, when shots are getting landed to and fro, it is quite hard to judge. But yeah, these rounds are starting to become a bit easier to judge because of all clinical punches and proper defense and proper technique of what they're doing.
And you're rightly so. These guys have come in with maybe a bit more experience. They've had a few fights, or maybe a couple, but they're certainly showing a bit of composure tonight, you know. Obviously Terry there in the red corner, Terry Scanlon, and the Northern Nightmare in the blue.
Terry looked pretty good that round. He was throwing more shots. He was dictating the round, the timing, and then Blue was being a little bit more negative with his defense, but catching them on the gloves. Still a tough round to score, even though the boys are clearly landing these shots and making things a bit easier to view from our point.
Absolutely, and that's what we've seen all night is tough rounds to call. I mean, there's not been many where there's, you know, a clear winner other than, you know, obviously the stoppage that happened earlier.
That's the thing, and we've got people here wanting to see knockouts, and that's always entertaining, but it's...
Try knocking an Irishman out.
I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible. I talked to people earlier, and they said they want to see a knockout, and rightly so. How do you knock out an Irishman? Maybe a keg of Guinness? I don't think a punch is going to do it.
Might need a few.
Yeah, might need a few kegs. Yeah,
quite a few. Well, Blue seems to be coming out a bit more aggressive this round. Maybe his corner's giving him some information, giving him some advice. Oh, good shot.
Commentators cursed. Well, actually, he did. As you said that, he did throw back out again.
Well, you know, when, like you were saying, the red corner was up. If you're in the blue corner and you sense that, you know, you're going to want to come out a little bit harder, you need the next 2 rounds.
But either way, good bout. Good bout. Good competitive bout. Good, nice new head movement from Red.
Conall, the Nightmare, pushing forward. Starting to look a little bit bloodied up there.
Yep.
Because even though sometimes you've got the hands up, some of those shots sneak through the middle.
Northern Nightmare, even though he's a little bit bloodied up, he's coming forward. He's putting a bit more scores on doors. As I say that,
just as you say,
Scanlon punches through,
sneaking through the guard.
and the blood's starting to fly. Those white shirts are starting to will have stains on them. As we finish up round 2.
Good competitive round there. Last one. You see a little bit of makeup underneath the nose of blue corner, but other than that, it's tit for tat round.
As we've seen in earlier fights, though, a guy can finish the fight way more bloodied up, way more banged up, and he can still win it. It's not, even though it looks like he might be getting beaten, in the eyes of the crowd, he might be up on the scores, but we're not going to get to the scorecards, are we?
Well, absolutely. It only takes one punch really to mark a guy up. So
exactly. And as we know, some guys bleed way easier than others, right?
Absolutely. You should see Chad when we spar.
I was actually going to mention Shane Cameron, you know, the mountain warrior, absolute brawler, heart of a lion, but he usually got cut quite early, you know, in earlier fights.
No, well, yeah, he is a prime example of what you're trying to say as well.
But he would be bloodied up and still win the fight.
Exactly.
And look at them coming forward, machine style punches, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Strong guard there by blue corner.
Terry Scanlon, still composed, got that guard up, and just smashing, or trying to.
Oh, nice. I like that little, there's a couple of body shots and then come over the top.
He's wearing the shots well on the guard. Finding good opportunities to come back in the middle.
Oh, beautiful
As
shot
you
there.
said that.
Well, that's the thing.
Got
They're
right.
catching him on the guard and they say, hey, okay, if I can't get you upstairs, I'm just going to go downstairs.
And that's an intelligent fighter, right? If you're banging up to the head and you can't get through, you start throwing through to body shots, right?
Well, that's what we were just saying earlier. You know, the quality of the fights is just going up and up as we get down the card.
Look at this. But I don't think, you know, as you're saying that, looking at these guys now, they're starting just not to care. They're just saying, I just want to smash you. I want to knock you out.
Well, that's when the ego takes over, you know. That we talk about this Irish pride, you know, that's when the ego takes over.
Also coming into the last round, they're probably a little bit fatigued from the first 2 rounds. The thinking's starting to go down a bit, and they're fighting off instinct. And the crowd.
Clean shot.
As you say that, look
Just
at
as we
him
said,
down.
Isaac, try knocking out an Irishman. It's near impossible.
Oh.
He's
Look at
taking an absolute thrashing.
What a battle. And what a finish.
I couldn't even hear the bell.
Exactly. The Northern Nightmare in the blue, certainly finishing strong, taking it to Terry Scanlon. Maybe the love of pina coladas won't
What
be
an
enthused afterwards.
Absolute war.
That was crazy. And I'm once again going to leave this to the judges.
Exactly.
Tough bout to call.
What's your take on that one, Chad?
Mate, as I said, tough bout to call. Both boys landed some good, clean shots. Both boys took turns at being the aggressors. I feel that Blue did absorb a lot of shots on the gloves as opposed to catching them clean on the chin. So still again hard bout to call, but maybe I might go Blue.
Hard one to call because Blue finished strong, but Red was landing clean shots over the duration of the fight. And like, you know, I do not envy the judges' position tonight. It's one of those ones where you got to have a clicker each side and really be concentrating, not sitting back eating your sandwich and drinking your Coke, right?
Absolutely.
Congratulations to my fighters, please. Could you put your hands together? Thank them. Ladies and gentlemen, the judges have scored the contest unanimously with a win to the red corner. Congratulations to Terry Scanlon.
And there you have it, the red corner. No splits tonight, boys. I've never seen a split. No majorities, all unanimous decisions when I feel they could have been closer at times.
Well, I guess the judges are just all on the same wavelength. You know, they're all scoring at the same.
So we're just good consistency in the judges.
And that's always a good thing. Sometimes people say to me, how do they score it like that? But we have to remember the judges are ringside, they're on different angles, they're seeing things way differently than what we see on camera.
It's only going to be about 10 minutes. So I'll call you in just before we reconvene. Last night of singing. Do whatever you want to do for 10 minutes. I will leave you with a very capable